welcome to the main event. Applying pressure, but I promise I ain't make it then. In their heads, living free, I ain't paying rent. Wake up in the AM, making G's like Mercedes-Benz. Whoa, yeah, please don't take it.
Here at Crunch, working out is more than just working out. It's an experience that transcends words, a feeling so undefinable, it can only be described as feeling unbelievable now. Because here, the fun never stops. Everybody loves to multitask, and no one's got time to wait for a treadmill. At Crunch, we've got miles of cardio. And we've got a ton of weights, perfect for your bis, tris, pecs. Hey, stay with me, stay with me. There are no judgments here, even for this guy. Oh yeah, have we mentioned our dedicated hit zone? To the next scene. Doesn't matter if you're a gym virgin, we've got plenty of experience to get you to your O place. Oh! Feeling the effects of a good workout? Sink into a hydro massage. Recovery is important, people. At Crunch, your favorite classes are all under one roof. We've got the chart toppers, the classics, even the fun one your friend dragged you to against your will.
You're gonna love it.
All this starting at under 50 cents a day. Check out Crunch for everything you need to feel unbelievable now. At Crunch, the fun never stops. Keep on bouncing, Jerry.
Whoa, that's a sound you never made before. Looks like you've just experienced the thrill of Hershey Park Happy for the first time. So did he, and her, and them. Hershey Park is where you can let your hair loose and your screams run wild. We don't judge. You need a thrill charge, and this is it. Find your thrills this weekend at Hershey Park. We'll see you on the lift hill.
Good afternoon and welcome to Asagi Rocco Ortenzio Field on the campus of Bishop McDevitt. Capital City Islanders sought some higher ground on this rainy Saturday as they face Five Rivers SC in the UPSL Northeast American South Premier Division clash. I'm Rob Sterner. The Islanders are resurgent, scoring 12 goals in their last two games and even winning 3-1 despite being down to 10 men in a midweek match against Pennsylvania Prime. Five Rivers, by contrast here, is 2-4-1 with just 10 goals to their name. They lost to lowly Kensington 2-1 a few weeks ago. The Islanders put 9 past them a week ago. The weather today is pretty poor. We got some hardy souls out here at the stadium. 49 degrees thereabouts, 13-mile-an-hour winds from the east, and we've got drizzle and rain off and on here today, so it is going to be a little rough. But the turf field did seem good, and it's holding up to all of that. Let's take a look at an interview I did with head coach Johnny Morris before the game. All right, I'm here with head coach Johnny Morris. So, Johnny, midweek clash go down to 10 men for about 6 minutes of the game, yet you guys put another goal up on the board. It's nice to see the team kind of clicking, really starting to gel together and play Islanders soccer like we've wanted to see. How's it been feeling out there?
Yeah, the guys are feeling good. Obviously, getting 6 points out of the last 2 games is a huge bonus for us. Like you said, we went down 10 men. We had to adjust. The guys dug in really deep, and then we had a breakaway with 10 minutes to go and made it 3-1 and made the game safe. So it was a good result for us.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would hazard a guess this is a little more, feels like home for you perhaps from Wales here. Cold, a little bit rainy. You know, this is not sort of normal weather for May for us here. Is there anything you told the guys about playing in weather like this or any of that kind of stuff?
No, I mean, you know, nights like this, who wants it the most, you know, and we want to make the playoffs. No doubt about that. We've shown that in the last 2 games. Today's a vital, we need a good performance. So the guys will turn up today, you know, rain, wind, or snow.
Any bits of team news here? Any change or anything we should look out for?
Yeah, Drew Morris is not with us tonight. He had an incident at home, so he's had to stay home today. So, you know, it's one of those things. But generally, the team's going to be pretty much the same as it was Wednesday. We lost Matty. He's not available today, which will be a big loss for us. He did well Wednesday, but he'll be back next week. Pat's still not back with us, ankle injury. So Kramer's going to come in on the right-hand side of defense, and that's practically the only change.
Who's stepping in for Morris then?
Freddie will be on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Josiah will shift over into the middle. So, yeah, the midfield is going to be pretty strong today, and we got good depth on the bench as well.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good luck today.
Thanks, man.
So we'll be taking a look at the starting lineups here in just a moment. But as you can see out there on the field, we've got 5 Rivers warming up. And as you saw here in the booth, I've got a little board behind me here. We'll be taking a look at some of the insights I've kind of gleaned from how the season has been going as we go along here. Probably at halftime we'll take a look at that a little bit more. But I'm going to be flying solo up here, so bear with me as we take a look at things. We got the lineup literally the second we hit go to air, so we'll have to take a look at the starting lineup for the opposing team. But for your Capital City Islanders, as best we can tell here at the moment, all along the back line, we've got some stalwarts that have been playing gallantly throughout the season here. We got Jeremiah Craig at right back, most likely. Jake Altimore and Gage Souter holding things down in the middle. It's nice to see Gage Souter back in the lineup. He's been back in the last couple of weeks and been doing really well back there. Probably in the left-hand side, there will be Luke Kramer. In defensive midfield, we'll probably have Derek Ramirez, most likely, and Atu Galadimo. It was a late addition here because Drew Morris is out, as we heard there from the intro there with head coach Johnny Morris. We're going to have Brian Ramirez and Josiah Ramirez. You notice we've got multiple Ramirez brothers in the lineup, and it's almost like they have a sixth sense of knowing where they are on the field, and it's lovely to see out there. And especially having Brian Ramirez in there, he's been part of the resurgence here for the Islanders in the latter part of the season. Most likely we're going to have Freddie Poku shift out to the right wing. Head coach Johnny Morris likes to see him out there in some space. And then up front we'll have Nick West. And he's been banging the goals in. He had the fastest hat trick in Islanders history. I think it ended up being about, from the first goal to the third goal, was about 26 minutes. So that was pretty cool to see as the Islanders smashed 9 past Kensington. Now, with 3 games left on the schedule, I was talking with head coach Johnny Morris about this before the game. If, and this is always a big if the Islanders win out, they could nab the 6th spot in the league, and that would actually mean they make it into the playoffs, which is pretty crazy to think when 2 weeks ago they were 0-5, and now we're talking about possibility of playoffs. But we got to get past 5 Rivers SC. One of the things, I guess I'll talk a little bit about the board here. One of the things that I've noticed that they've done of late is, honestly, you can see the lineup here. They've got a 4-2-3-1. They've been able to get more guys into the box. Early in the season, when they would make an attack, they would have maybe 2 guys. And it's really easy for the defense to kind of deal with that because if you've got a 4-man back line, hey, it's 2-on-4. That's really easy to take care of. But recently, as they've been getting up there, we're crashing the box with many guys, and then sometimes even some of the full, you got the wing back going up there, and suddenly now you've got an overload and you've got chaos in the box. As a defender, who do you cover? The guy that's near you, or, hey, there's an extra person? So it really does make things really interesting to watch. And that chaos turns into goals, which is really great to see. Because then every time somebody's attacking down the line here, you've got somebody, hey, I got to get in there, get in close, and see if we can bang in some goals. And it's really nice to see. So we'll see how it goes here with the Islanders. Hopefully they can get some forward momentum here going. And a lot of times, if you're the team that gets the first goal on the board, that kind of changes the momentum of the game. And that may be, I'm not necessarily all she wrote, but it certainly puts you on the front foot throughout the rest of the game. So we'll have to see kind of how that goes there. Looks like we're getting ready here, perhaps for the national anthem in a couple moments. Looks like the Islanders have headed back to the locker room just temporarily. Of Islanders fans out here tonight. We did put on the Facebook page there that on the social media that canopies were allowed, and we do have one group out here with a canopy and some really hardy fans, some of them wearing the scarf just like myself. And you can get that on our website. We do have it through the store there. And if you come out to the game, they're quite affordable, and it's nice to have some little piece of something you can take with you throughout the rest of the year. There you see the team headed out onto the field. They certainly look like the weather's not gonna slow them down. I played soccer myself, not anywhere near this level, but at a high school level on a very mediocre team. But I always actually really liked days like that, like this, because everybody's thinking about the weather, and that gets in their head, and they're slipping and sliding around. The wetter it was, the messier it was, the more I loved it, because everybody's thinking about that, and I'm thinking about the game, and it gave me just a teeny little advantage, and I will take an advantage all day long. So hopefully these guys are loving this. And for head coach Johnny Morris, he's Welsh, so this is very, very Welsh weather. I won't say very English weather, but I'm an English teacher. This is very Shakespearean. It's not quite King Lear, but I'll take it. I think our director here from YG Productions, Reagan, is laughing at my English references here a little bit, but that's okay. I'm a nerd. I also nerd out about soccer, and I love this game. And come to think of it, that's why all these fans are here, and hopefully you guys are tuning there at home because you love the game as well. And hopefully we'll see maybe a little scruffy, but hopefully we'll see a good game and put 3 points on the board here for the Islanders. Yes, and the military-themed jerseys that we have here tonight, for the next home game, we will also have them that they can be bid upon, and I do believe some of the money is going to charity. I'll have to double-check on that, but it is a really cool promotion here that we are doing. Looks like they're getting ready to walk out.
That's a sound you never made before. Looks like you've just experienced the thrill of Hershey Park Happy for the first time. So did he, and her, and them. Hershey Park is where you can let your hair loose and your screams run wild. We don't judge. You need a thrill charge, and this is it. Find your thrills this weekend at Hershey Park. We'll see you on the lift hill.
Welcome to the main event. Applying pressure, but I promise I ain't make it then. In their heads, living free, I ain't paying rent. Wake up in the AM, making G's like Mercedes Benz. Whoa, yeah, please don't take it.
Everybody dance now.
Here at Crunch, working out is more than just working out. It's an experience that transcends words. A feeling so undefinable, it can only be described as feeling unbelievable now. Because here, the fun never stops. Everybody loves to multitask, and no one's got time to wait for a treadmill. At Crunch, we've got miles of cardio. And we've got a ton of weights. Perfect for your buys, tries, pecs. Hey, stay with me, stay with me. There are no judgments here, even for this guy. Oh yeah, have we mentioned our dedicated hit zone? To the next scene. Doesn't matter if you're a gym virgin, we've got plenty of experience to get you to your O place. Oh! Feeling the effects of a good workout? Sink into a hydro massage. Recovery is important, people. At Crunch, your favorite classes are all under one roof. We've got the chart toppers, the classics, even the fun one your friend dragged you to against your will.
You're gonna love it.
All this starting at under 50 cents a day. Check out Crunch for everything you need to feel unbelievable now. At Crunch, the fun never stops. Keep on bouncing, Jerry.
That's a sound you never made before. Looks like you've just experienced the thrill of Hershey Park Happy for the first time. So did he, and her, and them. Hershey Park is where you can let your hair loose and your screams run wild. We don't judge. You need a thrill charge, and this is it. Find your thrills this weekend at Hershey Park. We'll see you on the lift hill.
Welcome to the main event. Applying pressure, but I promise I ain't make it then. In their heads, living free, I ain't paying rent. Wake up in the AM, making G's like Mercedes Benz. Whoa, yeah, please don't take it.
Here at Crunch, working out is more than just working out. It's an experience that transcends words. A feeling so undefinable, it can only be described as feeling unbelievable now. Because here, the fun never stops. Everybody loves to multitask, and no one's got time to wait for a treadmill. At Crunch, we've got miles of cardio. And we've got a ton of weights. Perfect for your buys, tries, pecs. Hey, stay with me, stay with me. There are no judgments here, even for this guy. Oh yeah, have we mentioned our dedicated hit zone? To the next scene. Doesn't matter if you're a gym virgin, we've got plenty of experience to get you to your O place. Oh! Feeling the effects of a good workout? Sink into a hydro massage. Recovery is important, people. At Crunch, your favorite classes are all under one roof. We've got the chart toppers, the classics, even the fun one your friend dragged you to against your will.
You're gonna love it.
All this starting at under 50 cents a day. Check out Crunch for everything you need to feel unbelievable now. At Crunch, the fun never stops. Keep on bouncing, Jerry.
It's always a fun time out here with the Capital City Islanders. We've got quite the crowd here showing up. We got 2 canopies set up. We've got a fair number of kids and, I don't know, 7 or 8 umbrellas. Lots of people bundled up, brave in the weather, hardy souls. There's a really old expression about, can you do it on a cold night in Stoke? And always found that really interesting. So there was a discussion between a couple commentators about whether or not Lionel Messi could actually hack it if he ever ended up in the Premier League. But the expression is really interesting because it's, cold night like tonight. I think it's not just for the players, but I think it's for the fans as well. And love to see so many brave folks out here hacking it with the weather. So we're just about getting underway here, and away we go. Capital City Islanders taking on Five Rivers SC. Let's see here. Islanders look like they're pressing a bit. Freddie Opoku sticking his nose in there. Five Rivers coming away with it. Pushing it out there into the corner. Goes off Jeremiah Craig and out of bounds. Does look like it's kind of a quick start to the game here. Switch of fields here. I just got the lineup for the Five Rivers just a couple of minutes before kick, so we'll try to get you filled in on who's playing where as we go. But the Islanders do line up in a 4-2-3-1. Is the standard setup that head coach Johnny Morse likes to run. Over to Souter, out to Craig. Into Galadima, back to Souter. Altamore, and then back to Souter, out to Craig. Looks like they're trying to feel him out, see how much press and what does the press look like. Looks like Five Rivers is got three guys up front, and they're willing to kind of press with that. Out to Ramirez. That's Brian Ramirez out there wearing number 77. If I remember correctly from my interview with the Ramirez boys, I believe there are 9 brothers and 3 sisters, something like that. It's quite a large family. And I believe all of them, even the girls, play the beautiful game of soccer. Up the line, looking for Craig. Onside, but couldn't quite break it down. Looking inside to Ramirez. Into the middle. Pushed off the ball. No foul called there. Souter makes a step. Gets shoved out of it, and that's a foul. Josiah Ramirez on the ball. Into Galadima, back to him again. Pokes it through. Bad step there right at the end. Thumbs up there from Nick West. Looks like Josiah Ramirez trying to organize things there as far as what the press looks like. Out of bounds there from Five Rivers. Poku goes down, foul called. So if you're just joining us, Islanders 2 wins on the bounce, surging out of the proverbial basement of UPSL and Northeast American South Division. It's quite the mouthful, but it was a division they were second in. Header just goes just by the near post. It's a good attacking move there. A little skip header on a day like this could be trouble there for the keeper. The Islanders were second in division back in the fall and won the division through the playoff. And it was such a shock to start the season. 5 losses on the bounce. So it's nice to see him turn it around and get back a little bit to that kind of high intensity, a little bit more pressing Islanders soccer we like to see. Last spring, especially when this team was brand new down in Division I, they were incredibly high energy, high pressing, kind of rock and roll soccer. Push, looking for the far side there for Ramirez, but not much in it. Defender puts it out. Good attacking, throwing position here. Into the box. Galadima brings it down. Heads it back to Altamore. Ramirez on it, but called offside. Not so sure about that, but referee called it. Chipped in. Jeremiah Craig gets it, but Freddie Poku pokes it away. Back to the keeper. The keeper for Five Rivers is Logan DeGorna. DeGorna, excuse me. Skip through back to Killian O'Reilly. Into the middle. Atu Galadima comes away with it for a sec, but good pressure there from Five Rivers. A little loose in the pass, but chance to reset there for Five Rivers. They go back to their keeper. So no obvious weaknesses thus far. And unlike last time we had a home game with Kensington where they had literally nobody on the bench and the coach even had to play, Five Rivers does have several players on the bench to call upon if they need to. Back to Galadima, over to Altamore. Islanders seem generally have the better of the play thus far, but it's still early. Just 7 minutes into the game. Can't quite get the connections together. Pretty clear both teams are trying to feel each other out, probe for weaknesses, see what they can kind of come away with. Just knocking it around here in the back line. Good step from Freddie Opoku. He's on the attack. Can't quite get it through to West. Does look like Five Rivers win, Five Rivers, when they get the ball, they like to kind of compress the pitch, get a bunch of guys all really close together and kind of overload an area. They're happy to kind of play in small spaces. All the way back to the keeper on this one. No real dangers, anything from either team thus far. Just one shot recorded for the Islanders. Straight through to the keeper. And O'Reilly back there wearing number 0 today. Altamore goes long. We don't have our sideline reporter this week, but if you saw him last time, Joel Neuschwander stepped in for us, and he'll be back next week when we're up against Philly Lone Star, and hopefully we'll be back on City Island for that. But Joel will be back reporting from the sideline for us. Good track back there from the Islanders. Calm things down. Five Rivers comes away with the throw here. Little bit of hesitation there from Jeremiah Craig, looking for where he wanted to go with it. Looked like he was of two minds there for a sec. Throw goes over Souter, into the box, behind the man. Good defensive pressure there from Freddie Opoku as well. Islanders do a pretty good job to snuff this one out, but still trying to come away with it. Ramirez on it. Saw the keeper out of the box there. I'm not sure that's what he wanted to do with it. And it being passed straight to the keeper. Things opening up here just a little bit. Foul called there as the Five Rivers guy goes down. Comes up a little gingerly on that. Looks like his right ankle there. Freddie Opoku standing over the ball. That's not gamesmanship. That's just slowing the game down here a little bit so they don't try to pull a fast one on you, play the ball short. Two-man wall. Got one of the defenders coming up. Right-footed kick. Low. At the keeper. Good save. Messy day like this, that's a fairly good play. Get in there on the keeper, see what he can do. Pushes out of bounds here, so turns into a corner kick for Five Rivers. So credit to them. Get it past the wall. Make the keeper make a save. So Islanders got to dig this one out. They go far post. Galdima pressures his man. It goes out for a 6-yard kick. So they weathered the pressure there. But good save there from Killian O'Reilly. He had a little bit of a rough start to his time with the Islanders a couple weeks back. He had the very first own goal in Islanders history, and kind of a very bizarre pass into his own goal, but does look like the referee's bringing it back for a foul that head coach Johnny Morris was pretty incensed about. Jeremiah Craig advancing the ball a little bit. Kind of goes past everybody on that one there. Did look like Jeremiah Craig wanted to switch the fields. It was a good idea here, but with the conditions, because kind of skipped off the turf and was kind of between everybody, and straight out of bounds it goes. So nothing much doing there. 13:54 done on the clock here in the first half. Looks like Five Rivers kind of getting in their groove a little bit. Foul called. Just outside the box. Clashing knees and heads, perhaps. It's a good attacking location, though, for a kick. Looks like Freddie Poku standing over the ball, but I could easily see Brian Ramirez or Josiah Ramirez taking this one. But Freddie Poku's got the captain's armband, so he's the guy to make the decision out there on this one. Looks like the Fivers are going to have a 4-man wall. Islanders keeping just 2 men back. Best attacking position thus far today. See what Freddie does. Goes for goal, skips off the defender and out. His right idea. Good defense there from the Five Rivers. That's why he put the wall out there. It's got to be tough to get the ball up and then down over the wall out there in these conditions. First corner kick here for the Islanders. 15:45 on the clock. This be a good time for get that in there and see if we can get Jake Altimore on it, or goes right in the middle on the ground. Good shot, but deflected away. Back to Poku. Big left foot, cranks it off the defender. Handball called. We haven't seen too many handballs being called at this level and in this league. Five Rivers guy is down. Does look like Josiah Ramirez is standing over this one. It's pretty far out. Good 25 yards from goal. Tough to judge the winds out here today from up here in the booth. Freddie Poku also out there on it. Looks like we've got a 3-man wall. Chip over. Little scuff into the box, but nothing comes from it. Five Rivers breaks forward. Not a lot of support there for him, but looking far side. Keeper comes out for it and gets all over that one. So, a couple good attacking chances there from the Islanders, but can't really get much out of it. Quick foul called there. Five Rivers racking him up here early on. Goes into the middle. Brings it down. Shot. Past the keeper. Just deflected wide. Scramble save there from the keeper. We get a corner kick out of it there. Yeah, let's take a look at that. That was a shot there from Kramer. He brings it down. Cuts back inside. Looks like it went a little bit off one of the defenders there, and the keeper got his hand on it as well. Good snap reaction play there from the defense. Also great play from the Islanders to even get something on that. Bad luck for Kramer. Should have been 1-0 there. Most dangerous play of the game thus far. Just a little miscommunication there between Souter and Josiah Ramirez, but Josiah, thumbs up from him. He's like, yeah, more of that, please. Let's keep going. Let's keep attacking. Throw in here for Five Rivers. Craig on that one. It goes out of play. Reset. Out of bounds on that one. Islanders throw. Craig goes back to Souter. Into Galadima. All the way over to Kramer. Up the line looking for a Poku. Just a little too obvious on that one. Back there, Altamore. Souter again. Inside, Ramirez. Good step there. Back to Ramirez. This is what we want to see. Goes down, foul. Good attacking location here for the Islanders. Still no cards here. Five Rivers is up to 7 fouls by my count. This is probably the most dangerous location of the bunch. Looks like Derek Ramirez wants this one. But Opoku is out as well. Well, it looks like maybe it's going to be Brian Ramirez. I don't know. It's tough to tell. That's part of the thing. They're like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-man wall. It's going to be Brian. Nope. Oh, just over. That little razzle-dazzle. A little coordination between the brothers. But just over the bar and hits the football upright back there. Islanders have definitely looked more dangerous, more pressing now. Much higher press. Ramirez goes down, another foul. That's 8 for Five Rivers. Taken quickly. Ricochet is off the Islanders and well out of bounds there. 6-yard kick. Pressure into the middle. Ramirez. No, it's West on it. Oh, kick save from the keeper. Again, another one that should have been a goal. One-on-one with the keeper. Taken short. Tried to overhit it, and Josiah Ramirez clubs it out of play for a 6-yard kick. Keeper gets it back in play. Craig gets a foot on it. Ramirez looking for a Poku. Keeper throws it, gets the ball back in play. Good pressure from the Islanders. A little scruffy here in the middle. It looked like the, yeah, it does look like it's going to be a handball called. A little bit incidental perhaps for my money, but referee's been pretty fair about it thus far. Good step from Kramer, but skips off his head and out of bounds. is brisk up here. So if you forgive me, I am going to put on my jacket, another layer. Even up here in the booth, it's quite chilly. We got 25 minutes gone on the clock. Attack here from Five Rivers. Pushes out wide. Back out again. Islanders pressing. Pressure gets him the turnover, but turned over yet again. Trying to look for that far post, but skips out of play. And Killian O'Reilly lets it go. So ultimately, good defense there from the Islanders. Ramirez danced through a couple challenges. Craig looking for Ramirez up the line. Goes over Souter. Wild shot there from number 17, which is Axel Gonzalez. Throwing for the Islanders. A little bit more of a press here from Five Rivers. Galdima on it. Craig controls. Trying to go up the line, off the man, and out of bounds. A little bit of a dangerous pass, but Souter had a good gap on his man, so he pushed it past. Altimore going through the middle. Galdima down the line for a Poku. Just into the box. Freddie Poku's definitely got a step on his man over there. Not sure we'd say the same over here on the near side of the field for Brian Ramirez. Although for my money, I would definitely say that Ramirez is a more skillful player up against this defender, but I don't know if just step for step he's faster. Good step back there on the defense for Altimore. Goes out of play. Throw goes into the box, but Souter's on it. Ramirez checking back and pressuring. Kramer on it. Over to Souter. Souter going down the line looking for Ramirez. A little bit of discussion between Brian and Josiah Ramirez. We get some of these guys on the same page for what they want to do and where they want the ball. Even with the conditions tonight, will be happy days here for the Islanders tonight. Off the shins of Galdima and out of play. Haven't seen much of Nick West in the game after that first kind of shot he had at the keeper. Off the face of the defender. The defender does well to push it out of bounds for a throw rather than a corner kick. Ramirez into the box, but straight to the keeper. More of a pass than a shot, but we'll call it a save for the keeper nevertheless. Step from Kramer. Looking for a Poku, but now he's left his man. A little bit dangerous. Clubs it into the night. Man was offside. So that's the first offside of the night for Five Rivers. Back underway. Oh, lazy pass there. Ramirez beats his man. He goes down. Ooh. Yeah, let's take a look at that. I think for as much as I want the Islanders to win here, folks, I think it was a pretty soft kind of foul here. Loses control of the ball and does get kind of pushed by the defender, so maybe there's something in that, but that's why I'm not a referee. So a little bit of discussion here from Five Rivers, especially the captain there. Does look like Alan Gomez. Number 19 is the captain there. Does look like we're going to have Derek Ramirez on it. A little far out for just a straight-up shot, but you never know. Three-man wall. 32 minutes gone on the clock here in the first half. Shot into the night and through the uprights. Doesn't really curl that one at all. Never really troubled the keeper, unfortunately. Didn't look like he slipped or anything, just kicking field goals out here, unfortunately. Keeper sends it back in play and quite long. Off the Islanders and throw in for Five Rivers. Foul called. A little bit of stretch getting in there, trying to poke foot, get the ball away, but not necessarily a shooting position, but definitely at an attacking location. See what Five Rivers tries to do with this one. Still got three guys back for them on defense. Two-man wall there. O'Reilly organizes things. Right footer at the keeper. Spills it but does recover. That's why you take a shot at the keeper on a wet night like this, because you never know what happens. The ball's wet, the ground's wet, gloves get wet. It's pretty easily for things to go badly. Speaking of, shot. Good save, deflection. It was straight at the keeper. But O'Reilly bailed him out there. Turns into a corner kick. Second of the night here for Five Rivers. Goes beyond far post. Shot into the box. Saved off the line by Jeremiah Craig. Brian Ramirez comes away with it. Looking to settle things down perhaps a little bit. Good save off the line from Jeremiah Craig. That easily could have been the first goal of the game there. Looked like perhaps the keeper was a little bit wrong-footed. Perhaps it was deflection. It's tough to tell, but it certainly got Jeremiah on the spot, as they say. Fivers going all the way back to their keeper for this one to reset and recycle. Pressure comes a little higher up. Jeremiah Craig on it. Atu. Ramirez to Ramirez. Into Freddie Opoku. Shot from Freddie Opoku. Goes wide. Definitely got his foot on that one really solidly, but pulled it a bit wide. And we saw him score from a play very similar to that a week ago in that 9-goal romp over Kensington. So Islanders seem to be starting to feel a little bit, get that attacking energy going. Kramer on the overlap. Into the box. It did look like West looked like he was worried he was offside. I think he made his run a little earlier than Kramer was ready for. Freddie Opoku pushed off the ball. Ref says nothing doing, no foul. Kicked out of bounds there. Not sure what happened. Defender goes down in a heap. Not sure I quite saw what was going on. Clash of heads or something. Well, let's take a look at the replay of what the heck was going on there from YG. Opoku goes down. West goes out after it. He kicks it out of bounds and just goes down. I'm not sure what happened. He's untouched. Like, West is getting over there, but not really putting a huge amount of pressure. He just clubs it out of bounds and collapses. I'm not sure. I hope he's all right. I mean, as much as we want to win the game, we don't want to send people home in an ambulance or anything like that. So I understood the Sporting thing. Throw in, basically just give the ball back to the other team. So good sportsmanship there. Add to pressure in his man. Out to Brian Ramirez. Through to Josiah Ramirez, and that's a goal! Josiah Ramirez. 38-49. Assisted by Brian Ramirez, I believe. We'll see if we can take a look at the replay of that. That was a beautiful play. Good patience all around on that one. Let's take a look at that replay. Brian Ramirez taps it through. Josiah punches it past his man. Slips it through, stays onside. It's quality play all around. Islanders on the board, 1-0 here at Rocco Attenzio Field on the campus of Bishop McDevitt. So next couple of minutes, we can expect some pretty furious attacks, most likely from Five Rivers here, trying to get themselves back in the game as they're headed into halftime. Last couple of minutes right at the end of the half and coming out of halftime are also really dangerous. As right after a goal, you could potentially let down or the other team gets really hyped up. But then on the flip side, Five Rivers, they could very much let down themselves. So they've got to be on guard because this could turn into 2-0 in a hurry. Turnover ball. Brian Ramirez on it. Inside to Derek. Freddie Poku on it. Into the air. Islanders still have it. Still attacking. Out to Josiah Ramirez. Pushing it inside. Looking for his brother. Trying to return the favor there a little bit. Goes out of play. Out of play for a 6-yard kick here. 41 minutes on the clock. Skips off the side of his foot almost, but Brian Ramirez surveys. Nothing much doing there. Five Rivers comes away with it, perhaps. Keeps pressuring. 2 Islanders. What's the call here? Five Rivers ball. Do you have to say, both these teams have really sharp uniforms here tonight. Five Rivers looks a little bit kind of those Pittsburgh Steelers sort of colors, the black and gold, and the Islanders in the red, white, and blue. The stars and stripes kind of theme going on for a military appreciation night. All the way back to the keeper on this one. Riley. Steady on the ball back there. Goes off the Five Rivers player and out for a 6-yard kick. The rain's starting to open up here. The umbrellas come out. It's good the Islanders got themselves on the board here. A little bit of time wasting here. Kramer on it. Punching it through almost. Altamore covering. Tries to crank it off the man. And it goes out of bounds. Another 6-yard kick out. That's just good defense right there. Little bit of discussion between the guys exactly what they wanted to do with it. 43 minutes gone. We'll have to see if there's any added time here. Probably shouldn't be too much. Back underway. Good step from Galadima. Ramirez on it. Back to Kramer. Galadima into the night, looking for Jeremiah Craig, but nothing doing. Throwing clearly slipped out of his hand, went almost straight up. See if the Islanders are going to be happy just to control the ball. They're going to keep attacking. Does look like they want to attack. Oh, slipped it through, but a little too centrally. Nobody really looking for that one. Freddie Poku is out wide. Pressure coming. No foul called. Ramirez looking for a Poku, but Poku wasn't going forward. He was going backwards, so nothing comes from it. Probably one of those times perhaps Brian Ramirez should have been a little greedy. Take the shot himself. That was a good central location. Can put it either side of the keeper there, and he's got a decent foot on him. He can definitely crank one past the keeper. Galadima striding forward with it. Break into the middle there from West. Jukes the keeper, goes round the keeper, and he scores! That is Nick West, quiet for the first half, but that's how it goes as a forward, man. All you got to do is get that one little look. Let's take a look at that replay from YG Productions. Good interchange there from, I believe it was Freddie Apoku. Jukes the keeper, slots it away. It's right on the mark of 45 minutes. Oh, excuse me, it was Atu Galadima on the assist. Good to see him on the score sheet as well. All right, back underway. It's good to see Islanders 2 goals up. Hopefully head into halftime here where we've hit 45 minutes on the clock. Fivers guy goes down in the box, but no foul called. Looked like he just kind of fell under his own power looking for a foul. Keeper well out of the box. Pressure from the Islanders here. Goes out of play. Islander throw. Referee calls him back for the throw. Ramirez beats his man. Islanders kind of almost talked each other out of you got it, I'll get it kind of play. Out there to Ramirez. Slips it through a little too much there for Josiah Ramirez to get on the end of. Referee letting him play. Galadima goes down. Foul called. That is the 10th foul. And that is halftime. Islanders up 2-0 at the half. Thanks to goals from Josiah Ramirez and Nick West. We'll be back in a couple minutes, and we'll take a look at the highlights here. As I said, 2-0 Islanders.
That's a sound you never made before. Looks like you've just experienced the thrill of Hershey Park Happy for the first time. So did he, and her, and them. Hershey Park is where you can let your hair loose and your screams run wild. We don't judge. You need a thrill charge, and this is it. Find your thrills this weekend at Hershey Park. We'll see you on the lift hill.
Welcome to the main event. Applying pressure, but I promise I ain't make it then. In their heads, living free, I ain't paying rent. Wake up in the AM, making G's like Mercedes Benz. Whoa, yeah, please don't take it.
Here at Crunch, working out is more than just working out. It's an experience that transcends words, a feeling so undefinable, it can only be described as feeling unbelievable now. Because here, the fun never stops. Everybody loves to multitask, and no one's got time to wait for a treadmill. At Crunch, we've got miles of cardio. And we've got a ton of weights, perfect for your buys, tries, pecs. Hey, stay with me, stay with me. There are no judgments here, even for this guy. Oh yeah, have we mentioned our dedicated hit zone? To the next scene. Doesn't matter if you're a gym virgin, we've got plenty of experience to get you to your O place. Oh! Feeling the effects of a good workout? Sink into a hydro massage. Recovery is important, people. At Crunch, your favorite classes are all under one roof. We've got the chart toppers, the classics, even the fun one your friend dragged you to against your will.
You're gonna love it.
All this starting at under 50 cents a day. Check out Crunch for everything you need to feel unbelievable now. At Crunch, the fun never stops. Keep on bouncing, Jerry.
Well, welcome back, folks. Islanders up 2-0 at the half. A veritable goal explosion over the last week. 9 goals a week ago, 3 midweek, and 2 here in the first half. I'm trying to catch up, make up for the lost time here. Looking over the stats here, Islanders had 12 shots in the first half, so that's very understandable why they're on the score sheet the way they are. By contrast, Five Rivers had 6 shots. Islanders had 3 corner kicks to the 2 for Five Rivers. Just the one goalkeeper save by my count. Perhaps the second one in there. I'm doing this all here myself, so you have to bear with me. 2 for the Five Rivers keeper, but he got beat there late by Nick West and rounded the keeper there on a beautiful kind of move there. The fouls have been very much one-way traffic. We got 10 fouls for Five Rivers here that they've committed against the Islanders and just 4 for the Islanders. So we might see if this keeps up on this kind of trend line here, I certainly could see the referee go into his pocket here against the Five Rivers. One offside apiece there. So let's see if we can take a look at the highlights there. As I said, we had a pair of goals in the first half. So let's take a look at the highlights here from YG Productions. Kramer here trying to get in. Good kind of scramble save. Looked like the keeper just barely got something on that one there. And we'll move on to the next one here. Altamore with a turnover. Shot there, but straight at the keeper. Good job there by O'Reilly to get it out. Slip pass there. Josiah Ramirez nips it past the keeper. That's goal back in the 38th minute. Assist from his brother there, Brian Ramirez. This one here. From Atsu Galadima to Nick West, who rounds the keeper. Such a beautiful touch pass there. Just slips it through, and then West does the rest. And gets it in just on the mark of halftime there at 45 minutes. So we've got Islanders up 2-0. I won't say it's all one-way traffic. The Islanders definitely had to work for it, and there were moments where the Five Rivers put them under threat, but they've been doing well here, dealing with the conditions. Got to keep them warm here as they got to feel good feelings as they're headed into the second half, up 2-0. As we were seeing there, they weren't necessarily doing a whole lot of what I was describing here before the game, where they were trying to crash the box a lot. But we definitely did see that there were moments that they did do that and get a lot of guys in. But for the moments when they had the goals, it was very much a 2 or 3 player kind of thing. And it was that, as head coach Johnny Morris would say, it was that moment of quality to kind of slip it past somebody, not overplay the ball, not try to do too much with it. And yeah, they got themselves on the board 2-0. So we'll be back here in just a moment as the referees are taking the field. We'll be underway any moment here. Official attendance here, just got this up here in the booth, was 100 here on the nose. And I'll be honest, at halftime, just going over towards the concession stand and back was all the time I wanted to be outside. So hats off and a salute, a military salute, we'll say, because it is Military Appreciation Night, to all the brave folks who have come out here to see their Islanders. We've got folks here dancing in the aisles now, so they're enjoying themselves. And I do have to say, I did promise a young woman that I would do it. Maybe she'll look back at this on the live stream, but a young woman, Donna, it is her birthday, so happy birthday, Donna. So looks like we're just about ready to get underway as the Islanders are going to kick things off. And if things keep going, we'll see some more goals here tonight. So fingers crossed that the Islanders can kind of keep things going and keep putting them in the back of the net. They're going to need it. They want to, as I said at the top of the broadcast, if they can win out the remaining games, they can potentially get themselves into the 6th spot and get themselves into a playoff spot. All right. Ready to get underway. All right. Islanders going left to right here. Keeper comes well out of his box, clubs it up into the night, kind of into nowhere. But Five Rivers does not come away with it, but it goes off the defender. Doesn't look like there's any changes here for the Islanders. A little bit of miscommunication there for a couple of lads, but thumbs up all around. Islanders swarming at the moment. Looks like the ball went out of play there. Trying to dance down the sideline, didn't quite keep it in. Also didn't look like any changes there for Five Rivers either. So they're sticking with who they started with. Good step there by Souter. Five Rivers reset, go back to the keeper. Push there from Kramer. First foul of the second half for the Islanders. Don't mind those so much. As a defender, you can kind of speed up the thinking process there of the player that's receiving the ball. If they think, hey, you're going to come and you're going to be right in their back pocket all night long, and maybe they make a mistake. So we'll take a foul that far up the field, not a big deal. Five Rivers comes down with it. Back to the keeper. Keeper seems pretty comfortable having the ball at his feet. Flares it out to the near side. Step there from Jeremiah Craig, but unable to control it. Goes out of play. As much as the Islanders want to push on and get a couple more goals perhaps here and keep those offensive energies flowing. They still do want to be defensively sound. You don't want to give up a goal here early in the second half. Let Five Rivers think they can get back into the game. Back to the keeper. Dangerous play there. Thankfully comes to nothing, but that was a little bit ugly there. Trying to do a little too much with the ball at his feet there, Killian O'Reilly, but thankfully comes to nothing. Islanders still up 2-0. Just 3 minutes gone in the second half here. Just coming up to 49 minutes. Good shielding there from Craig using his strength. Kramer on it. Going centrally to Nick West. Trying to poke it through, find his way to Freddie Opoku. Freddie's been a little quiet tonight. Did have one shot, but didn't really threaten the keeper with it. Islanders looking pretty comfortable here, going through the gears. Galadima up the far side. Back to Souter to Galadima. Looking for Ramirez, but can't quite get his foot to it. Goes out of bounds. Long, clips it out. Five Rivers digging it out. All the other guys seem a little static at the moment. Islanders coming out in the second half, a little more pep. So, hopefully my on again, off again broadcast partner here, Danny Ardron, is home with the little one, and hopefully he's watching the game. But this little bit of trivia is for you, Danny. So I was digging into things back in May of 1937. Hold on here a sec. We'll come back to that as the Islanders are on the attack. A little loose there with that one from Nick West. Well, back in 1937 was, during May of 1937, was the very first televised broadcast of a soccer match. Now, it was just a Arsenal versus the Arsenal reserves, kind of a practice, and it was only 15 minutes long, but that was a first start there to kind of crack things open. The first complete 90-minute senior match was England versus Scotland, April 9, 1938. Very, very, very long time ago. Opoku on it, skips through. West on it, shielded away by the defender. Good defense there. Souter on it. Shot at the keeper. Kind of tough to see everything through the bodies out there, folks, but got that good attacking kind of flow going. We're hearing applause from the fans here up in the booth. I do have the windows closed, so it is a little tough to hear much of anything, so that's as close as we're going to get to thunderous applause out here in the rain. Baltimore to Kramer, back to Altimore. to Ramirez. Going kind of through the middle to nobody for that one. Galadima tracking his man. Ramirez on it to Josiah Ramirez. Through the middle looking for Freddie Opoku. Out to Nick West. Big left foot, and he scores! Nick West. Looked like he was going to pass it back. Gave the keeper the eyes. Stuck it in the upper corner. Good job there. It's the second there for Nick West. Let's take a look at the replay from YG Productions. Through the middle, there's Freddie on a single touch out there. Nick West punches it right in the upper corner. Defender just didn't step out to him. Keeper laid out for it, but didn't lay a finger on it.
In the 54th minute by number 41, Nick West.
It's his second of the game. And Captain Freddie Opoku on the assist. Interesting. It's almost straight from the kickoff, trying to take a shot straight at the keeper.
Capital City Islanders goal scored in the 54th minute by number 41, Nick West, assisted by number 10, Freddie Opoku. Islanders lead 3-0.
Islanders up 3-0. I hear Danny in my head. He would say 2-0 is a dangerous lead, but 3-0. Now we're getting into territory where it qualifies as a safe lead. You start getting into the possibility with 3 games in a week. Do we go to the bench? Do we start giving some of these other guys a chance to kind of rest some people? Or do you keep the good times rolling and try to put 4 or 5 because maybe goal difference is going to be a factor? Good step there from Baltimore. Ball stays in though. Ball goes out of bounds there. Throw in for Five Rivers. We knew there was a possibility of a scoreline like this. Five Rivers have given up 14 goals this season. They're a -4 goal differential. And they've just come up from Division 1. And to be fair, they've held their own against a couple of halfway decent teams here. They beat Ironbound 2-0, and they beat PA Prime, which we faced in the middle of the week, and they beat them 2-1. So those are 2 wins they have thus far on the season. Outers keeping the energy up. Does look like we're going to change there. Number 8 for 16. Or no, excuse me. 16 count came in, but with the pop-up tent, it's a little tough to tell who went out. But Islanders trying to keep the tempo up. It's definitely one of the things that head coach Johnny Morris has drilled into the guys. He wants high energy, high tempo, whether it's offense or defense. Let's move the ball around quickly, unsettle the other team, make them think faster than they want to. Throw in there for Five Rivers. So going back to a little broadcast trivia here, as I said, the first full game that was broadcast, good clearing kick there, was the match between England and Scotland back in '38. Later in the same month, the complete cup final that was ever broadcast, FA Cup final, 1938, April 30th. but it wasn't until after foul called there. It wasn't until after World War II. He's holding his hamstring there. So it wasn't until after World War II, 1949, was the first time a complete match was broadcast that they didn't rely on a simultaneous radio feed, that they had their own dedicated broadcast team. And it was for the full game, FA Amateur Cup final between Bromley and Romford. I'm probably mispronouncing one of those. Bromley at least heard of Romford or Romford. I have not. Even though I've worked my way into the depths of Football Manager, the video game, I did not make my way to wherever the heck Romford is. Kick here, number 19, putting it straight at the keeper. Steady hands there for O'Reilly. He did bobble one early in the game, but was able to kind of regather. Looking over the top, Apoku and acres of space out here. Bring it down, get through his man. Shot. Didn't curl at all, unfortunately. He had plenty of time. He could have driven that into the box a bit more. He had the measure of his man. Does look like the rain has let up here, but it's still quite brisk. Five Rivers gets it out of danger. Switch of play there. Step from Craig. Nick West. Settle things down a little bit. Galdima. Back to Souter. Just look like they're happy to let Five Rivers knock it around here for a moment and then pounce. Baltimore with a big step there. Second ball on the pitch. Referee lets it go.
Attention all ball runners. The balls must remain in your hands. Attention all ball runners. The balls must remain in your hands. Please do not get them around.
As much as we love our youth ball runners out here, they a little high spirits, trying to keep warm in the cold weather. Good play there from Kramer. Turned that into a throw-in rather than a corner kick. Looks like they're going to try for a little bit of a long throw. Galdima coming up with it. Pressuring still. Flipped into the box, but nobody home. Did a little more digging here. The first televised professional soccer game ever broadcast in the USA. So we had the 1938 there for over in the UK. But the first professional live TV broadcast in the United States, April 16, 1967. So we actually might have some of our viewers that would have been alive and won't say they were necessarily watching that game, but they certainly could have. It was an opening weekend clash between the Baltimore Bays and the Atlanta Chiefs, broadcast nationally by CBS. The match belonged to the National Professional Soccer League, the NPSL. They were branded at the time by FIFA a renegade league, which sounds way cooler than it probably was. Just pausing here, let the Islanders attack. Looking for it, clipped into the box, far side, and couldn't quite make the connection, and he knew it. He knew it. He's smiling, he knew it. Just had to get his head on that one. Yeah. So the league was considered renegade because they weren't officially sanctioned. But despite the drama there, CBS signed a deal to broadcast 21 games from that season. And the Baltimore Bays won the game 1-0. The lone goal was scored by a Haitian forward, Guy Sanville. And it also had a really, truly bizarre point system, but I won't get into that just now. We'll stick to our standard 3 points for a win, and 1 for a draw, and none for the loss. Been good enough for 150 years or so. We'll stick with it, thank you. Little bit of messiness here in the midfield, as Five Rivers desperate to try to get back into the match. Foul there as Kramer goes down. Little bit of talk. Yellow card there. It's the first of the game. Let's see if we get the number here. Is that number 5? That is Zeb Adu.
In the 65th minute, yellow card issued to Five Rivers FC, Zariab Abdu.
Zariab Adu. There's pressuring. Away with it. Definitely seems like Five Rivers has slowed down in the midfield. They were much more swarming on it in the first half. I think the 3 goals on the board is kind of taking it out of them. And Islanders still got their foot on the gas pedal. Clipped in. Into the corner. Trying to control, looking for players. Apoku. Jeremiah Craig cranks one off the defender. He had good patience there trying to get on it, but promising attack comes to nothing. Clips it long. Too long on this wet night. Skips all the way through. .66 minutes gone. Poku looking. Looked like Brian Ramirez wanted it a little bit earlier. Looked like could have been a foul called there, but the referee lets it go, and the ball goes out of play. A little bit of disjointed play there from Five Rivers. Number 12 coming in. Not sure who's coming out.
In the 67th minute, entering the field for Five Rivers FC, number 12, Sebastian Rincon. Exiting the field, number 17, Axel Gonzalez.
So the very bizarre 1967 NPSL season used a almost entirely unique scoring system. Teams got 6 points for a win.
Entering the field number 8, Ethan Ramirez. Exiting the field number 41, Nick West.
Sorry, I'm just writing this down. That's in the 68th minute. Ethan Ramirez coming on for Nick West. Nick West done his job. He's got 2 goals in the game. Shot there, nothing doing from Fivers. Shot that one well into the night, and that one's out to the far fence there. Yeah, so the scoring system there for the 1967 NPSL season was 6 points for a win, 2 points for a draw, and 1 point for every goal scored, up to a maximum of 3. So since Baltimore Bay scored 1 goal, they walked away with 7 points in the standings for a single game. It was very, very weird. The idea was that American fans wouldn't want a team to come away with just 3 points. Let's come away with something more. They wanted more scoring and a single goal. Not sure if that was a cross or a shot, but gave the keeper pause there for a moment. Well, at the end of the 1967 season, the NPSL, which I was talking about there with their bizarre scoring system, merged with the United Soccer Association to become the NASL, North American Soccer League, which eventually brought in Pele, Johan Cruyff, Franz Beckenbauer to American stadiums in the 1970s. It's kind of interesting. After multiple false starts here, we finally have sustained success for a top-level American Professional Soccer League in the MLS. And now we have the USL also challenging in for staying power with that. For my money, I just wish they had a little bit more promotion and relegation built into all of these, so that there was some juice into the games. You see it with the Premier League going on right now. Yes, Arsenal had to work really hard all the way up almost to the last week to secure their championship. So congrats to them on winning the league. But we can still see it is, are Tottenham going to be up? Are they going to stay? Or is it going to be, looks like we got another change here, or West Ham going down. 71st minute. Looks like Brian Ramirez coming out. And unfortunately, I cannot tell you exactly off the top of my head who number 40 is. I don't
In the 71st
we'll see in just a moment.
Capital City Islanders entering the field number 40, David Alejos. Exiting the field number 77, Brian Ramirez.
David Alejos. I haven't seen Alejos play, but perhaps that's why he's coming in. They want to see what he can do. Give some rest to our guys as well. Ramirez comes off after getting himself an assist and kind of being a thorn in the side out there of Five Rivers. He didn't necessarily have the wheels to beat his man on speed, but certainly had the good ball skills and field awareness to put him under threat. That one skips through all the way back to O'Reilly. Looking for a Poku. Oh, looks like handball called. Skips away there from number 16, goes out of bounds. stretch his legs a little bit. It's a great way to kind of get involved in the game. Galadima on it. A little bit of light pressure, but skips through, goes out of play. Have to say, it looks like the by getting that third goal on the board, the kind of heart has gone out of Five Rivers. Now it's just a matter of Islanders managing the game. Apoku offside there. Islanders managing the game here, trying not to get anybody hurt. See if they can keep the shutout. Because with cutting in. Big switch. But with the added goals here, Islanders go from being just +1 on goal differential to now being +4. And then the win will see them move up the standings as well. It's a little tough to do the math on this because you never know what the movement is of the other teams around the league. So at the very least, the Islanders will leapfrog most likely both Pennsylvania Prime and Five Rivers and get themselves up into 8th position, where they're in 10th now. Scruffy through the midfield here. Alton with a good step. Poku on it. Swarmed there. 76 minutes on the clock. Things have kind of settled into back and forth kind of in the middle portion of the field. Nobody really putting either goal under threat. That could change in a minute. Souter. Back to Altamore. Ramirez on it. Not sure what he's doing here. He's dancing a little bit. Craig. Kind of get themselves in trouble dribbling over there into the sideline. Looks like we've got another substitution here. Looks like Josiah Ramirez coming off.
The Islanders are subbing into the match number 15, Jai Rose. Exiting the match number 7, Josiah Ramirez.
Cheers from the crowd for work Josiah Ramirez did out there, getting the ball rolling with us on the scoreboard. Gyros was our starting forward for the first couple games. He just couldn't seem to put anything in the back of the net. And he came over to us from Philly Lone Star after we won the league. That's kind of the thing that happens sometimes. You you do well, players are like, great, I want to play for you guys. You guys know what to do, you know what to win. And didn't really work out for him quite the way he wanted. But we're still hoping to see if we can get him going, because he's definitely got skills out there. You can see it every time he touches the ball. Just like to see some of those coming off his feet, going in the back of the net, or at least setting somebody else up.
In the 79th minute, Islanders are subbing into the match, number 22, Anthony Weekly. Exiting the match, number 10, Freddie Opoku.
Freddie Opoku coming out for Weekly. First time we saw Weekly was just about a year ago. He's still in college, so he has to wait until the college season is over. But he came in, if I remember correctly, came in the second half on a substitute appearance, not unlike this. Probably came in at about the 60th minute or so, had a little bit more on the clock. And he just went out there and scored 2 goals like it was nothing. And my reaction was, where was this guy all season? Well, he was playing in college, doing quite well, so it was kind of understandable. Looks like Rose on it, back inside, kind of behind everybody a little bit, back to Rose. Shot, side netting. He leathered that one, but good. That's the 19th shot of the night by my count. So certainly putting Five Rivers under threat. Not being quite as efficient as we were a week ago, but 3 goals is a pretty solid outing in anybody's book. Not likely to score 9 all the time. Ramirez into the corner, looking, crossing it in. Good defense there from Fivers. Get on it. Weekly checking back, pressuring his man. Kramer taking it off his chest. Skip it through for Rose. Just a little too much. He couldn't quite get on the end of it, and they're going to call offside on it as well. It's kind of the right idea, but with the conditions here tonight, easily kind of skipped off. 81st minute on the board. Get one of these reserve players, one of the bench players on the board, looking for a shot at the keeper. Weekly was calling for it. Ramirez out there with the captain's armband after Freddie Opoku left the game. He was the captain last spring. Weekly crossing it into the box, skips off the defender. Almost tried to see the bike there, perhaps. We did see a bicycle attempt, if I remember correctly, just a week ago. It went wide. That'll be another log in the old trivia book. The first Islanders bicycle kick for a goal. It's going to happen someday. At the keeper. Keeper parries it away. That is a weird horn there, but it is 82 minutes on the clock, so not sure where that came from. So players play on. Throw in here for Five Rivers. Back to the keeper, but goes off Rose, pressuring the ball. It's got to be one of those things you want to see from a player coming off the bench. Get that energy going. Show me what you got, kid. Get in there, pressure, make something happen. Who knows, maybe nick a goal here. Maybe next time you come off the bench a little quicker. Somebody goes down with an injury, maybe you're the guy that they look to first. So you gotta keep pressing. Ramirez goes down, no foul called. Looks like it was just a bad step. Baltimore on it. Kramer back to Souter. Got another Islander up off the bench warming up. Fifth minute on the clock. Trying to push it through. Nothing doing there. Okay. So the stadium clock that I've been working off of here, it says 86 minutes, but the game clock is much closer to 84. But regardless, the rest of it's correct because the Islanders are up 3-0, and that's what really matters. Baltimore surveying, trying to push it through a little too ambitious here on the wet turf here tonight. Islanders officially have 2 games left on the schedule, most likely a third as the mess from Ironbound gets sorted out. But next week, May 30th, we're up against Philly Lone Star. They are second in the league right now, 5-1-2, and we'll see them at 4 p.m., an early start time for us, out on City Island for World Cup night. We are giving away, thanks to Michelob Ultra and I believe Fox 43, we're giving away 2 World Cup tickets. Number 18 coming to the game.
Capital Islanders are coming off the field. Number 18, Micah Fortney. Exiting the match, number 13, Derek Ramirez.
Micah Fortney coming in the, we'll call it the 85th minute. But yeah, the Islanders are playing Philly Lone Star. Lone Star, strangely, it was very bizarre. The Rose with turnover ball, one-on-one with the keeper, pushes it past him, and goal! Jai Rose dancing as he steals one. Let's take a look at that replay from YG Productions. Goal here in the 86th minute. That'll help the goal differential a little bit there.
Capital City Islanders goal. Scored by number 15.
All right, let's take a look. Clipped into the box. Rose is able to get on it. No, that was the one he was offside. Excuse me. We'll see if we can get it here by and by. Islanders pressing for more. There goes Weekly. He's on his horse. Keeper comes out for it. But as I was saying, Islanders back home on City Island, barring freezing rain. 4 p.m. World Cup night, but Lone Star just drew with Kensington, 1-1. Very bizarre. They're second in the league, doing pretty well, all things considered here. 5-1-2, and they drew against Kensington, which we just demolished 9-0. So we were discussing in the booth here before the game, what the heck just happened? How the heck did that come about? But maybe that'll shake their confidence, and we're coming in on a hot streak of, we got 12, 15, 16, 19, did I count this right? 19 goals? 13, no, it'd be 16 goals for us. Yeah, 15 goals in basically a week is just kind of nuts.
Exiting the match.
We got 90 minutes on the clock here in the stadium, but about 88 on the actual game clock here, as you see there on the broadcast. But the Islanders definitely on a roll. Would like to finish the game here with a shutout, so good defensive play. Keeper comes out for it. But Philly Lone Star, that is World Cup night. Like I said, we're giving away 2 World Cup tickets. If you take a look at the prices for those, they are no joke. My wife and I were looking at potentially going to the game. We were each going to get like a gift for each other. It was like it was an O. Henry story. But then when we looked at the price, it was like the cheapest tickets we could find were in the $900 to $1,000 range, way up in the nosebleed seats for some no-name group stage match, and it was just kind of silliness to try to spend that kind of money on it. But you can get a pair of World Cup tickets for free just by coming out to City Island. Offside called there. And then after that, the Islanders, at least of the scheduled matches that I have here before me, will travel to UCFSC Warriors. They are 1-1-6 and currently in 11th position, just below us. We're in 10th. And that'll be June 7th. So, looks like Lone Star will be another foul call there. Lone Star is going to be kind of a pivotal match for the latter half of the season here. Now we've kind of gotten over the hump and gotten back to our scoring ways. And in a big fashion here, we're scoring like we were last spring. It's kind of crazy. Love to see it. But I think the team has to be flowing with confidence that we can take on anybody, anywhere, anytime. Ball skips through. Good shielding there from the defender. Thrown for the Islanders. Takes some time. We got 90 on the clock here. Ball squirts away. Out of bounds there for a 6. Five Rivers player thought it was going to be a corner, but nothing doing. And the Islanders are in no rush with 4 on the board. So 4 goals, 3 different goal scorers. Nice to see it. Clearly shows the team is not relying on like one beast player out there cranking things in left, right, and center. Ball goes back to the keeper. Rose pressuring. And you hear the fans shouting time. Waiting to see where's that final whistle. Get the Islanders out of here with a nice shutout. Ball goes out of play.
We'd like to take the final minute here to thank those in attendance from the military. A round of applause to you and your family. Thank you for your service and your dedication to our great country.
Number 8 skips through. Foul called. This could be the final play of the game. We'll have to wait and see. Looking at the 92nd minute now. It's kind of a dangerous spot. Looks like number 5 there is calling for it. Islanders look like they're going to set up a 3-man wall. Looks like Rose is going to be the only man high for the Islanders. So we couldn't get him last week, but we're going to try to get our player of the game is going to be our forward. 2-goal man tonight, Nick West. So, forgive me, I'm just trying to get everything organized for him. Referee letting him play. He's not really looking at his watch anytime soon. .93:30 on the clock. We didn't get an indication of how much time was going to be added, so we'll just have to hang tight. Throw in for 5 Rivers. Didn't quite. Oh, there's our final whistle.
And that's the final.
Islanders win it 4-0. We'll have a word here with our player of the game here in just a sec.
On City Island for our World Cup International Night. We'll be giving away 2 tickets to the World Cup. 1,000 tickets to Hershey Park for kids 12 and under. And we'll also be giving away more tickets to a York Revolution match.
Yeah.
Be sure to get your tickets for that match. IslandersSoccer.com. Final home game of the spring season.
We're ready when you are, Reagan. So up here with Nick West. So another great game for you guys here tonight. You got yourself a pair of goals here. What did it seem like from you guys' perspective there on the field?
Yeah, I think it's tough with the slick surface. I think it was a sloppy in the game.
Give us 1 sec here, folks. We got a little technical issue. No, he's not.
Can you hear me?
Okay. All right, we'll try that over again. Sorry,
Okay.
you were saying the slick conditions out there made it a little bit difficult for you guys.
Yeah, but you know, we had a lot of dynamic players in the front 6, and I think our high press made it really uncomfortable for them. And yeah, just kept trying to put shots on frame. It's hard to save the ball on a slick surface. So I think in the back half of the first half, we were able to get in behind a number of times, draw a couple fouls from dangerous opportunities, and put a couple away.
Yeah, and it seemed like the kind of close interplay sometimes you guys, that one-touch passing, really kind of opened things up there for you guys.
Yeah, I think sometimes when there's a low block, it's really challenging to get in behind. So some of those quick passes, whether it's with Brian or Josiah or Freddie, to be able to unlock some of the space in behind is really critical to be able to, be dynamic, generate good scoring opportunities.
And we were talking a little bit before the game about how early in the season we didn't seem to get so many guys into the box, and it seemed like it was a 1 or 2 man kind of attack at times, and it seemed a little rough. But now, basically since the Kensington game, maybe even a little bit before, there seems to be much more of an emphasis, at least when there is a chance. Now that a couple goals tonight were very much like quick through, one guy through, like you had the one goal around the keeper. But does that seem like that's been part of the plan from head coach Johnny Morris to, like, let's get guys in the box, let's press, let's get up there, create some chaos in the box, and see what happens? Yeah,
I think there's definitely been an emphasis on generating numbers in the box. We've got a lot of really dynamic wingers. There's a lot of space often outside on the wings, so flooding the box with 2-3 guys is really critical, and we got a lot of fit midfielders who are able to get back and forth and get in the box and make some late runs, which is really helpful to be able to put some away.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. Our 2-goal man brace tonight. And just so you know, I don't know if somebody told you, but the hat trick you had last week was the fastest in Islanders history.
Wow.
So we'd love to see that. Love to see you on the score sheet each and every week here. So we'll be back on City Island next week up against Philly Lone Star. So thank you so much tonight. There's our player of the game. I'll take those. Thank you. All right. Let's take a look at the highlights here. Into the box there with Kramer. Little deflection from the defender perhaps, and the keeper gets his thumb on it. Maybe not much more. Turnover there from Altimore, tracking back, but good save here from Killian O'Reilly. Slip through from Brian Rodriguez. That's the first goal of the night there for Josiah Ramirez. One touch passing right there. There's our player of the game, Nick West. Juking the keeper and slotting it away. Freddie Opoku looking for Nick West. Nick looking like he wanted to go back, but then saying the heck with it, I'm going to stick in the upper corner. That's his second there. Clipped into the box far side. Jeremiah Craig couldn't quite get that. It easily could have been 5 tonight. Jai Rose with the turnover here. Slots it past the keeper, gave him the eyes and sent him the wrong way. Doing a little dance. Everybody's happy tonight. Islanders win 4-0. I'm Rob Sterner for the guys YG Productions and the Capital City Islanders. Good night.